Summer League is over and we've seen the first NBA level of play from our rookies Dillon Jones and AJ Mitchell. We do know Nikola Topic is out for the season as he just underwent an ACL surgery. They did confirm that he will miss the entire 2024-2025 season as they rehab him. That way his rookie season can be from 2025 to 2026, his first year coming off the ACL injury, hoping that they can kind of replicate what they did with Chet Holmgren and have that same level of success with Topic. But Bleacher Report did their little rankings or ratings of the play of all the rookies in Summer League, and some of them I don't agree with, while others I think like, you could have rated them higher, you could have rated them lower. However, I will say the Thunder, I think they got the right rating. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Bleacher Report, usually they don't get, much right. I know a lot of you guys in the comments also talk about how Bleacher Report, you guys don't like what they say, some of the ratings that they give out. But I will say for the Thunder, I like the rating that they give out. I agree with it. It's not a bad rating. It's not a great rating either. It's a good rating. But before you get all that, though, I want to take a moment and say that 78% of you guys that are watching these videos are coming back to the channel, but yet you're not subscribed. And so if you guys enjoyed the content and you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, it means the world to me if you guys can hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel and to stay up to date when a new video drops here on Thunder Digest. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get in the video and talk about this rating that Bleacher Report gave the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I think it's a fair rating. I think it's fair rating. When you look at it, B-, okay? It's not bad. That's passing. It's passing, and it's above passing. It's above a C. We take those B-, and I'm sure a lot of you guys want to say, like, oh, usually we always get, like, B+ in these regards. You got to keep in mind, they're taking into fact that Nikola Topic didn't play, all right? That is going in a factor, so, of course, that's going to bring you down a little bit. It will. But I do want to mention our rookies played well. They did. We did have some off games, and they kind of mentioned that a little bit. And they mentioned with all the rookies how everyone kind of had an off game except for, a few. Reed Shepard with the Rockets, I believe is who it is, number 3 overall pick. Balled out. I think he was the best player in Summer League. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. Rockets, Rocket fans, you guys got a good one over there in Reed Shepard. But when you look at what they had to say in the article, I kind of, I agree with what all they're saying. With playmaker Nikola Topic still recovering from a torn ACL, the Oklahoma City Thunder rookies representing in Vegas are Dillon Jones and AJ Mitchell, both of whom are averaging double figures. So that's important. Double figure points, which is huge for our rookies. That's huge. We know they can score then. The most impressive has been Mitchell, who's made half of his three-point attempts, is moving the ball well, and posting a strong steal rate. 50% from behind the three-point line. That is efficiency. That is a great three-point shooter, and, he might not get much time in the NBA. Might spend more time in the G League, but if he can do that or kind of replicate it, similarly to the NBA level, I don't see him, I don't see a problem with him playing and getting rotation minutes, a year or two down the line. I don't. Have him develop in the G League a little bit more because there are facts, assets to his game he could improve on. Dillon Jones, on the other hand, looked a lot better at the Salt Lake City Summer League, but he's also shown flashes. Of versatility. With some decent passing numbers on a team as deep as OKC, neither is likely to see a ton of playing time in 2024 to 2025. But the Thunder have a proven track record with player development that could turn both of these players into contributors. So that's what we're banking on here. What we're going to be banking on for the Thunder and with these rookies is that with our track record of drafting talent and actually, making that talent work at the NBA level, when you look at it, very rarely do we have guys that don't turn into solid players in the NBA when we draft them. Especially our lottery picks, usually they turn out very well. And so it's one of those things. So, that's where we're going with Topic. But you look at Dillon Jones, drafted 26 overall, and AJ Mitchell, 38th overall, if I remember correctly. It's just one of those things where okay, we know they're not going to get much time this coming season. The season after, when we lose a guy or two and we need someone to just kind of step in and replace that role, definitely see that. Dillon Jones is someone that I can see, him getting not in solid rotation minutes, but in games where we're either down or up by, 15, 16 at some point, have him come in, see if he can just, start to spark for us. I can see him getting 4 or 5 minutes a game if it's a situation like that. I don't see him playing a ton. But all the NBA minutes he gets is those minutes where he's going to prove himself that he can play at the NBA level and be a contributing member of the Oklahoma City Thunder for seasons to come and have him, stay on these team-friendly deals for the long term. AJ Mitchell, He is someone I definitely see helping out the Thunder long term. He's a Aaron Wiggins type of player when you look at it. That's what I get from it. He does everything well. There's just, the only downside is there's not one part of his game that he just excels at over others. And I believe in today's NBA, you have to excel at something better than others. You have to have one part of your game that just stands out. He just, every part of his game is solid. It's good. He just doesn't have this one part that really stands out. It looks like his three-point shooting could be that part that really stands out since he shot 50% from behind the three-point line. And so it'd be nice to see if he can develop that and be a true three-point shooter for us. However, he does have good playmaking skills. He's good at everything on the court. So it's definitely interesting to see if there's something that he can just develop that is clearly better than other players in the league, that he clearly excels at, better than everything else. Because in this NBA, that's what I truly believe. We have to have something that you just excel at. Dillon Jones, he excels at physical offensive prowess. You see him driving all the time, getting tough buckets down low in the paint, driving in for contested layups. Even layups where he gets fouled on, he converts very well. Mid-range, he does well. He's just very good at being aggressive on the offensive side of the ball, and he's efficient when he's being aggressive as well. That's what he excels at. That's the one part of his game that you look at him, you're like, man, that really stands out. AJ Mitchell is just like, nothing really stands out. He just is a good basketball player. He needs to find this one part of his game that really excels. Now, they both did have some good games in Summer League, just with some random box scores that I got here. When you look at this, Dillon Jones, 4-14 from the field. He didn't hit a single three-pointer, though. 11 points, 6 boards, which is solid. 6 boards, he's 6'6", 240 pounds. That is a big body. That is huge. And so the rebounding-wise is where he can really help us down there as a physical guard rebounder. AJ Mitchell, this was a masterclass from him. 21 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, a steal, and a block, and only 2 turnovers as well. He did have 4 fouls, which sucks, but he went 8 of 14 from the field and 1 of 1 from behind the three-point line and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. This was one of his best games in Summer League. He did have some better ones. I couldn't find them. This is just the one that, kind of stood out to me. Like, even though it was a loss, he still played very well. Now, looking at another box score involving Dillon Jones here. All right, you see AJ Mitchell here, 26 minutes of play, 5 of 9 from the field, so he's efficient. Didn't hit a single three-pointer, so that was an outlier, as you can see there. He doesn't really excel at it. Sure, he went 50%, but there are games where he doesn't even make a single three-pointer, so I don't really say he excels at the three-point shot quite yet. 11 points, which is still solid, along with 10 assists. He had a double-double that game. Very solid night from him. Then Dillon Jones, this was his best game of the Summer League as well. 21 points on 7 of 8 shooting, 3 of 3 from behind the three-point line, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 7 boards and 4 assists, almost a double-double as well. I think he could have potentially had a triple-double. He had the potential for that if we could have knocked down some shots, as you can see with some of our guys. Adam Flagler had a weird night where he went 0-7 when we know he's a three-point shooter and 4-14 from the field. So it's just one of those things where, like, his assist numbers could have been higher if we hit our shots. But as you can see, this is a game he played very well in. 1 steal as well, 3 turnovers, no fouls. It was a very good game from him. Very good game, and he showed off how he loves to drive in and get tough buckets, but then he also showed off, hey, I can shoot the 3 ball every now and then, and it's something that he needs to work on and definitely improve for Dillon Jones. That is the one thing I noticed from him. If he wants to actually get good rotation minutes and be a member of this team, his three-point shot definitely has to get a little bit better. We saw glimpses and flashes of that. And so Dillon Jones is what he needs to do. AJ Mitchell, like I mentioned, he just needs to find one part of his game that he just excels at more than others on the squad to actually make it seem like, hey, I deserve these rotation minutes. Adam Flagler, that's what he's been working on. He's trying to become this true, catch and shoot three-point guy, even off the dribble three-point guy where, like, hey, you need a three-pointer, I've got you no matter what. I don't care if it's contested. He's been working on that, so that's where I can kind of see him, like, potentially rotation. We keep him in rotation minutes down the line as well when we lose some more guys, when we're trying to, fill in our star trio of Dub, Chet, and SGA with role players around them that can help fill out the squad. So, like, that's just with AJ Mitchell. That's what he needs to do. He sees all these guys are finding one part of the game that they excel at, and if he wants minutes, that's just what he's going to have to do. Whether that's the three-point shot, playmaking, defense, driving, whatever it is, he needs to find something that he just excels at more than others on the team. It goes the same way with Ousmane Dieng, even though he's not a rookie. I just mentioned that real quick. He doesn't have one part of his game he really excels at. If he did, we would see rotation minutes from him next season. The problem is, I doubt we will see much since there's not one part of his game he just does well than others. So that's what I kind of got from the Summer League, all right? And I agree with Bleacher Report's ranking. rating of a B minus. Because it makes sense. They're taking Nikola Topic's injury as a fact, as he couldn't play in Summer League. And then they, mentioned AJ Mitchell was the best player. I agree with that. He looked like Aaron Wiggins out there, does everything well. And then the same with Dylan Jones. He had good moments. The reason we went down from like what could have been a B plus down to a B minus is because Dylan Jones didn't have the greatest Summer League in Vegas. He played very well in Salt Lake City. In Vegas, he didn't perform as well as he was doing in Salt Lake City, so the rating went down. So I completely agree with Bleacher Report there on the B minus. And you know what they had to say about our players, mentioning their stats. AJ Mitchell stood out. Dylan Jones at 6'6". It's impressive. Everything that they had to say, I agree with their kind of, ratings and what they had to say about our rookies, which is very rare. Very, you don't really see, anyone really agreeing with Bleacher Report like this that often, which is good to see. That was very surprising when I saw our ratings. I was like, man, I actually agree with this. There's some other guys I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that rating, but we're a Thunder, channel here. We're going to talk about our Thunder guys, and I agree with Bleacher Report on this one. But let me know down in the comments. Let me know down in the comments below who you guys thought were the better of the two rookies, Dylan Jones or AJ Mitchell. And also, if you guys want me, want to go ahead and let me know someone that really surprised you during Summer League on this Oklahoma City Thunder squad. That's all I got for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.